Gung-ho reaction, a topic taboo. Hey there, kids, it's Folie. Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome and hello.
Welcome to our world.
Welcome to our nonsensical, mysterious,
Full of jars
full of heads
unknown substances.
Oh.
And heads.
and eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We have not had much to drink yet,
Mm-mm.
but what we have had is very strong.
It really, really is. You are welcome for that.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone pour bourbon so liberally.
Well, I mean, we're amongst friends.
Yeah, we're amongst each other.
And-
Our only friends.
And our family, the only people, the people who are forced to love us.
Mm-hmm. They're fascinated into submission
Mm-hmm.
and confused into agreement
Yes.
with all our schemes.
I love it. It's the best way to keep people
I agree.
around.
Confuse and fascinate.
Mm-hmm. Just a little scared.
A little scared, just a little.
Enough for them not to run away.
Yeah. That kind of reminds me of the sociopath episode.
It does, which was just last week for those of you who
last week
haven't listened or have listened or
maybe
will listen.
Maybe you should re-listen.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how many people in listening to that episode wondered if they might be sociopaths.
I talked to at least 2 people who were like, I think I might be a sociopath.
And what I would say to those people is if you think you might be one,
Yeah, probably not.
you're not.
Yeah.
Especially if that fact bothers you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you think you might be one and you're like, cool, all right, whatever.
finally diagnosed.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Like me. See, I don't think I'm one. So maybe that means I am one,
Mm-hmm.
which worries me a little, which means I'm not one.
Yeah, see? So, it all plays out.
It all comes out in the wash.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. This is Folie Deux.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
weird, by the way.
You want to hear something weird? Because we got it for you.
We got plenty of something
We
weird.
got big weird. We got little weird. We've got
We got
clearance.
squishy weird.
Aisle
We got
weird.
runny weird.
We've got luxury weird.
We have got shiny weird.
We've got weird that you can't return. You can only get store credit for something else.
God.
Or really freaking weird.
The worst kind of weird.
Ugh.
The store credit weird.
That reminds me, you want to hear something weird?
Mm-hmm.
I called the store and pretended to be Melody last week.
It's so funny. I was gonna like make a tweet or Facebook post about how I love having a friend that I can be like, I'm too scared to call. Will you call and say the exact same thing that I would?
Mm-hmm.
Just so I don't have to. And I did. It was like no question. I said,
Ooh, our burgers are here already?
they are. Pause one moment. I will come back to where I was. So, so I was like, Amy, I need to return. Or do we want to go ahead and eat and then?
I don't know. That's a good question. I know some people have a real problem with food sounds.
It's gonna
Including
give
us.
Me, yeah. I'm gonna have a hard time.
How about you finish telling this story and
Mhm.
then we eat and then we'll see how we feel after that.
Okay. So I had a jacket that I fell in love with a couple weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm. So cute.
So cute. Had to pay it. Paid quite a bit more than I would normally.
Mm-hmm. Which wasn't insane.
It
I
really
mean,
wasn't.
For most people, that's probably a bargain.
Mm-hmm.
But for you, it was more. 'Cause,
It was
I mean,
quite a bit,
You're,
yeah.
you're secondhand, vintage, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you like a deal.
Exactly. So then in shopping at some of our favorite places to shop, Marshall's, TJ Maxx, we found jackets that were so cute, even cuter, for a fraction, like a quarter of the price that
Insanely
I paid.
cheap. She put on this jacket, guys, and it was like, it looked like a $300 jacket, and it fit her like a glove.
I ended up getting it,
I'm so glad.
but I was like, I'm going to take back the other jacket and get like 3 more in its place. Have 3 jackets for the price of 1.
Quantity is always better.
Exactly. I keep saying exactly. Sorry. I'm a little tipsy. Woo.
Ooh.
And so I was like, I'm going to take that jacket back, but I'm nervous. I had thrown away the receipt. It still had the tags on it, but I didn't know. And I had Amy call and pretend like she was me to ask the question. And what we found out
was that
shocking.
Shocking, and also that I can make up excuses really quickly on the fly. Because as soon as she started asking me questions I couldn't answer, I pretended that I was in the car with her. But then she asked...
I love the thought of you sitting in your living room, looking over even. Like, I guarantee you did the action.
I actually got close to a fan, so there would be background noise.
You are a master.
I started muffling my voice and talking to you.
I love it.
And she never suspected a thing, because what kind of lunatic would do that? It was a little confusing to her how my friend who was in the car with me couldn't tell me what her other last name might be under in the system. So I just sat there quietly until she was like, is it Schultz? Schultz?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I was like, oh, right, that's it. Yeah, it would be Schultz. Yes. All that to say, we found out only store credit.
Yeah, only store credit. Whether you have
even if you had the receipt, it wouldn't have mattered.
It's a swanky little boutique, and so of course they're gonna only do store credit. It's ridiculous.
It is. I mean, you had bought it less than 2 weeks ago.
Yes,
and it was
never worn it. Not
never
once.
Worn. I feel like you probably could have argued it, but I think neither you nor I are the kind of person. I know people who would have done it.
Yeah,
they would have been like, nope.
I mean, obviously I wouldn't have. I couldn't have even called.
Here's the thing, though. I can make those kind of phone calls. I can make almost any kind of phone call, but I cannot call doctor's offices.
And we had that situation arise where
it gives me terrible anxiety.
Yes. I kept saying, you need to call the doctor and make an appointment, and you wouldn't. And so I offered to do it. I was going to do it that very day, but you went ahead and did it.
I went ahead
so much.
Yeah, I actually went ahead and made Boo do it, but
good.
Same
either
difference. I need to learn. We need to have some sort of exposure therapy where, like, maybe I'm live on the podcast and I call and like you're all there with me, holding my hand.
Yeah. Well, it's like my my fear of going into. Like I'd never go to a movie or a restaurant by myself and eat. I have gotten to where I can go into coffee shops and sit there and have a coffee and like stare at my phone. But I also feel bad about staring at my phone. I feel like I need to have
even
something
when you're
else.
Alone.
Yeah, because I feel like it looks ridiculous. Like I'm just that person there staring at my phone. So I want to have something else to do.
I just thought of the best thing.
What?
Fake books that are actually phone cases.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah.
I guess you could just take a book and put your phone.
You could, but it needs like a nice, neat little cutout
so that it really just pop your phone in there.
And then a fake pen to go with it so it looks like or maybe a highlighter.
Notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Nobody steal that idea.
We'll know.
It's officially patented.
TM.
Mother meepas.
Should we go ahead and eat and then get back?
I feel that we should because I can't stop looking at that burger.
I know. We're going to go ahead and eat. We'll be back, okay?
Okay.
Bye.
Ooh.
Mother of pearl.
You guys just missed the most amazing rendition of TLC's Creep. I know that you feel like we don't sing enough. I've heard that. That's
I hear complaint. That's the one thing I often hear is we don't hear enough songs coming from you.
Especially when you're drinking, because your singing just gets so much better when you're tipsy.
Yes.
I hear that too.
So we drink, because
we don't know what we're doing.
Ooh.
And
we have to have something to show.
And we're really good at staying on the same page.
Yes.
And ad-libbing. I hear those things as well.
Those are words that I hear thrown out.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like
in random, I mean, they may not come in that formation in a single sentence from a single person about us.
no, but they are spitting them
They're
out.
words that I have
those are words
heard.
I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically good feedback, guys. Thanks. We appreciate it.
We do. Hey, speaking of good feedback,
Mm-hmm.
guess what we got this week?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, girls. We got our first fan email.
See, this is what comes from openly admitting how completely pathetic you are. Eventually, some adorable, lovely soul will sort of
Take pity.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yes.
Basically take pity on you.
And we will take your pity.
we want it.
We'll take it. We'll roll it
shameless.
into a ball. We'll put it in our pocket, and we will carry it around.
Full disclosure, it was our triplet?
Our trip.
Our trippy trip.
It was trippy.
Our do drip.
Our do
Our do trip.
trip. Our do trip.
Do trip.
Do trip. That's clever.
Yes.
Let's keep it.
Okay. From Jess, she sent us the cutest email.
The best. Are we allowed to read it? I don't think.
She said that we totally could.
Oh my gosh, maybe we totally should.
I think we absolutely should.
I think we oughta.
Do you want to do a little, I don't know.
Oh, I can entertain them while you look
do a
it
little
up.
ditty, I'll find it.
So I had this idea for sort of a weird warm-up because we're going into the depths of
Hell.
freakiness.
Found it.
And she found it? Okay.
Go ahead, keep
No,
going.
I'm bored with what I was saying already.
Okay. From Jess, which the whole story of how she even got the email to us is ridiculous. So one day she messages me and was like, oh my God, I just love you girls. I was totally going to send you an email after listening to your latest episode because you talked about not getting any emails.
And how we were willing to take literally anything, even
Yes.
dick pics from strangers.
And she was like, but I realized I don't know your email address because we're idiots and
you
we
know,
didn't tell it.
When
Every
we
other
complain I know.
gall darn episode we did.
Yeah, well, I think they may have broken our spirits a little by not emailing us.
Guys,
And-
you broke our spirit.
yeah, I would really blame the listeners, as I like to do.
Yeah. It's your fault, basically,
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, and you know what? You didn't go the extra mile like Jess did. I'm going to say it now. Why can't you guys all be more like Jess?
Oh my gosh, I think that's hurtful to a lot of people.
You know, I feel bad. I feel really bad.
We're kidding. We love you
to
all.
this story. We do. We love
We actually
you.
got a really, oh my God. I keep thinking about all the really sweet things we do get from people.
People say really nice things.
We were just being silly. I really love you guys so much. Remember from our friend, our listener, Paul from Florida?
Yes, we helped him get through a hurricane. We basically prevented. No, we didn't.
No,
No.
we didn't.
But it was a nice, really nice message, and I've thought about it many times since you shared it with me.
It was so sweet. Paul, we love you.
I
and
love you, Paul.
we need to ask and see how things are, like if his house is okay and
yeah.
how
Paul,
what he went
please
back to.
Let us know. Let's tell him our email address right now.
It's Folie
Dot.
a
Dot.
do
Dot.
duo
At.
gmail.com.
Dot. Whew, it took us so long to get that down.
It did. And it took me a very long time to get that to Jess. So when she said, I don't know your email, I was like, here it is. I send it to her. She says, okay, cool. Sent you an email. And I'm like, 24 hours later, I've been refreshing like crazy. Can't wait to get the email. Realize that I spelt do wrong.
Oh
I
my
spelled
goodness.
it Deux
Oh my gosh.
instead of D. What is it?
Wait.
Deux.
That's right, isn't it? Yeah.
How the hell do you spell it? Okay, it's Deux.
Deux.
Yeah, and I accidentally flipped the E and the U.
Like so
So-
many people do, and it's our own fault for choosing that word
It's
as
a
part
stupid
of our
word.
It's a stupid title.
It really is. We
I
should
really,
change
I
it.
really love it.
I love it so much.
Go on.
Sorry about my cough. So I say, oh, my bad, Jess. I got that mixed up. Here it is, the correct way. And I send it to her, and she's like, I got the same thing back, the same message back that it wasn't the right email.
Did you leave out a dot?
No, I spelled Gmail wrong.
Good Lord. If you guys have questions, send them my way.
Send them to Amy because I don't know shit. It's funny because it's not funny. Jess, I'm sorry. She says that she has dyslexia.
That's not funny at all. What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry, but I only said it was funny because I think I do mildly as well.
I think I do too. And my husband's colorblind.
And I stubbed my toe earlier.
Yeah,
so.
and I have one kidney.
That's true.
I like to bring that up
bring
a
it
lot
there.
and make people feel bad.
Damn. You win.
We had an email to read, didn't we? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's my Trump card, my Trump kidney.
Jess says, "Hi, cuties." That's me and Amy. She's talking about right there.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, cuties. Is that self-serving to call you guys cuties since we all look the same?
I mean, it's just realistic.
It's realistic, and we say it every time, too. We're like, she is so freaking gorgeous. And then we're like, we're basically calling ourselves gorgeous.
Which we do anyways.
Which is fine, yeah. Okay.
I mean, we're not conceited, okay?
Actually, we were like, the other day, we were looking at pictures of her together. Sorry, Jess, we love you and we stalk you. And I was like, if we ever were to think that we aren't gorgeous, we need to just look at her photos and be like, wrongo.
You get that degree of separation with somebody else, and you're like, ooh, she's cute. Ooh, wait, she looks just like me.
I love it. I'm cute too. Okay. In all caps, let me tell you how happy you make me. I was obviously excited to listen to the new episode because not only are you adorable, but because of my job, I'm in my car 90% of my day, and you entertain me. So I was up at 5 a.m. Sorry, I know you're both moms, so cry me a river, right?
Except, Jess, I will say that my daughter tends to sleep in, so I
For the last
really do
week,
feel
you've been
bad
like,
for you.
we slept in until 9:30.
I know, it's disgusting.
Okay. Because some girl needed her nails done at 7 a.m. She was so rude. I know I'm grossly upbeat in the morning, but she was so rude. I typically go to people's houses or offices to do their nails. I don't work in a salon. I'm at this girl's apartment before she goes to work, trying to start her day nicely, and she's so rude.
What is wrong with people?
Don't
you have
be
someone
rude.
Come to your apartment to do your nails, and you gotta be a bitch?
Yeah, this girl has done Zooey Deschanel's nails.
Yes.
Okay? Don't be a bee to her. Wouldn't talk to me, but was staring me down when I wouldn't make conversation. It was so bizarre. I left the appointment bewildered and kind of bummed out because, again, what the F is her deal?
Who wouldn't be?
As I was leaving the parking garage, you two start talking about our weird experience last week. It made me so happy and completely turned my day around. You calling me your third made my heart burst into tiny glittery bits.
Oh, we totally get it.
And then she says, P.S. I was lolling at, maybe you guys share mom and we share our dad. For multiple reasons.
I'm still confused about that, by the way.
We still don't know how it happened, but we look a lot alike. For multiple reasons. My mom is insane in the best way. To the point that I made her an Instagram account to post the weird videos that I take of her. I love it. Her nickname is Lasagna. A long story for another day. Secondly, my first thought was, I hate to break it to you, but dad died 20 years ago. Which made me laugh, but then think, is that too dark? Which, let me tell you.
Clearly, we cracked up so hard when we read that.
We really did. We're just as dark.
We love a good dead dad joke.
Heads up, my sister and I have crazy dark senses of humor. Love it. And although my dad passed away when we were kids, I'm sure he'd LOL at the dumb jokes we make about him. This is where you now have the opportunity to block me for being weird. By the way, I know I'm biased because I was involved in this situation, but I'm loving this weird thing segment. So fun. R.I.P. Vincent van Gogh and his selfless heart. Anyway, you're adorable and I love you both. Bye. Jess.
We love you, Jess.
Oh, and we love, I don't even care if we ever get another email.
Actually,
I do.
You know
but
what? I don't want another email, okay?
Because they can't
You're never
top
gonna
this.
measure up.
You're really, really going to get us to not have
Why
any more.
can't you be more like Jess or Paul? Why can't you be more like your sister Jess or your brother Paul?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least
Those are biblical names.
get a job.
Paul is.
What? We love you so much.
Jess's.
It's a biblical name. Jesse.
Oh!
Yeah, right? There's a lot of Jessies in the Bible.
For sure. I mean, that seems too modern for the Bible.
To what?
Modern.
Okay.
Did I say it correctly?
No.
Modern.
No.
Modern. Modern.
Very nice.
Modern.
That looked like it really physically hurt you.
It sounds derpy.
It sounds derpy to say it.
Modern. Modern. Pattern.
This is a thing.
Saturn.
I bet you there's a name for it.
Does anybody else call it pattern, Saturn, modern?
I'm sure there are other examples. What about Ottoman? Well, I mean...
Yes, I do say it like that. Mod Ottoman.
I say Ottoman.
Ottoman. Ottoman.
So, speaking of the weirdness that Jess referred to,
Yes.
we are evolving this podcast.
Yes, which we did speak of last week, but if you're just now toning in,
maybe they're turning in. Turning in.
I think that whiskey is starting to hit me. Whiskey's starting to make me frisky, baby.
I mean, it was intense. Strong.
Turn down that service. Turn down service. That always sounds dirty to me.
Real dirty. Like a hand job, right? I mean, you turn down the sheets and...
Oh, mommy, don't listen.
We can cut that.
Yeah.
Hand job. I mean, like, never mind.
Turn down service. I mean, it sounds like it could be sad. Like I got the turn down service.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm like,
no, to me, it does. Like I feel like you would think that, but to me, it sounds dirty. Like
it's the service.
You get that's exactly
part.
what it is.
Yeah.
It could be the pull your sheets down service.
Yeah.
And I still think it's
pull your sheets down service.
Definitely
sounds
yeah.
Sounds kind of fun.
What is turn down service anyway? It's literally when somebody comes in and pulls your sheets down so that you can get into bed.
I mean, grow up. My kids can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you get your nails done at 7 a.m. in your own apartment, you're probably a turn down service kind of person.
Yes.
Just saying. No offense to anyone who gets their nails done.
Or turn down services.
No, I mean, I would probably do it if I could. We're just jealous.
We are basically just jealous little bitches.
Yeah, I want my nails done.
I want my nails done, and I want to be tucked in at night.
I want to be tucked in while I'm having my nails done.
Oh, this is always unnerving.
Oh! No, did you get a dick pic?
Yes.
What? No!
In a way, yes. Joe just sent me, try to unsee this.
Oh no, are you going to show it to me?
Oh, no. Yeah, I am.
What the?
Joseph Eugene!
Joe! You should have at least sent that to our email.
Oh my God.
Are you going to try to describe it?
It's a picture of Kim Jong-un? I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
And Donald Trump with rockets for peepees.
And they're in bed together.
Holding each other's pee-pee rockets.
I think they just had their own turn down service.
They just been... Oh my God, I can't
They've been turned down for what? Put it away.
Oh, it's awful.
Put it away.
So...
Or make it our new cover photo.
That's something weird. We did some homework, y'all.
We did. We both showed up with pages of notes. We have 2 each, to be precise.
I think we kind of found the thing that we are excited to do.
I had so much fun doing this.
I really did too. And when you hear what my something weird is, you're going to be like, you were excited about that?
I can't wait.
This is the kind of thing that excites me, y'all. But first, I think, Amy, what?
The fact that it excites you. I mean,
it's so funny. I love stupid things.
Yeah. Amy, what was Amy?
Amy, it's your turn. I went first last week.
Oh, okay. I'm going to start with a weird warm-up, because I'm a fitness instructor, and I had an idea for a new segment.
Yes,
and we can cut it. I mean, new segments, they don't have to last.
Yes, they do.
I want to know.
Or they don't.
Should we do it? No, let's start with it.
Let's start with it.
You guys ready? I'm waiting.
Or wait, should we end with it?
Maybe we should end with
Let's
it.
end with it
Let's
because
end
we
with
did talk
it.
about, we talked for a good 25 minutes about
Yeah.
other weird things. So
I
we'll
feel
get into
that
our
we
big
should
weird
cut
thing.
this all.
We will
No,
cut this.
It's great.
Yes.
It's
Or
gold.
we won't. It doesn't even matter.
It depends
People
on
are
how you
not
feel on
listening.
Monday. I mean, I'll be listening and I'll enjoy the whole
Jess
thing.
will probably be listening. We love you.
Jess, if you make it through 2 episodes, we will buy your plane ticket out here.
Uh-huh.
That's probably not going to
That's
sell
probably
her.
not
That
true.
sounds real desperate and pathetic and also a lie. Scream sneeze.
Sorry. Okay, so
You went first last time.
I went first, so it is your turn. What is your something weird this week, Miss Aimha?
This week, we are going to talk about a place
Mm-hmm.
that I have long wanted to visit ever since I heard about it a little less than a year ago.
Yeah.
It's called the Winchester Mystery House.
Ugh.
And if you live in San Jose, California, you could go there tomorrow.
Ugh.
I thought about even reading some of the Yelp reviews on here, but
So is it a place that you, like, our Eureka, where you can go into the bed and
you
breakfast?
can actually go and
like,
tour it.
You can take a tour.
Yeah,
Okay.
and someday I'm going there.
Okay.
But let's start by talking about Sarah Lockwood Winchester.
Ooh.
Is there a cooler name in existence?
No.
Lockwood? I mean,
Lockwood.
beautiful.
It reminds me of multiple things,
Mhm.
actually.
I know, and it's so fitting for somebody who builds a crazy-ass mystery house.
Yeah, so this is the gun people, correct?
Yes, Winchester is from the Winchester rifles that we
Okay.
all know and love. Or maybe
Or
just
detest.
no.
Or know and avoid.
Avoid. Let's all avoid the rifles unless you are very skilled in handling guns.
And only shooting clay pigeons.
Clay pigeons. Don't do that. Clay pigeons have feelings.
Do they?
Vegans eat them. That's not true.
No.
But I have heard that vegans sometimes eat clay, and maybe they would eat a clay pigeon.
Vegans sometimes eat clay.
There was a thing. There was a thing for a while where people were eating clay and dirt. I'm going to do that next week.
You're going
maybe.
to eat dirt next week?
No. I'm
Oh.
going to do it for something weird.
Okay.
You look so horrified.
I was.
Let's go back to Sarah.
Do go on.
She was born in 1840, my friend.
Okay.
And she was an American heiress who got hella rich off her inheritance from the death of her husband, William Wirt Winchester.
Wart.
Wirt.
Like a wart.
W-I-R-T.
Wirt.
A decidedly less cool name.
Yeah.
In today's terms, she'd be a crazy rich multimillionaire. I mean, she was then. She'd be even crazier rich now.
She's a rich girl.
And she received a 50% holding in the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. This lady was ballin'. She was one of the richest women in the world in her day.
Wow.
So let me ask you, if you were that rich, what would you do with all your wealth?
What would I do with it? I would give it away to people. Oh my gosh, I would give so many things to my friends.
Oh, it would be
long
so
for that.
fun.
I would love it. I would also get a lot of kids and babies.
Mhm. I would give you a pony dipped in gold.
Ooh.
That seems really cruel.
Yeah, but it would be like bendable gold.
It would be, the
So it could
pony
live.
would love it.
Expandable.
Yeah, it'd be more like gold boots that the pony got to choose.
Yeah, I'd rather have some gold boots
Okay.
for the pony. and
Maybe we
myself.
don't need the pony, just the boots.
I still want a pony.
Okay.
Do go on.
And you want to hear what she would do? I mean,
Yeah. What did she do? What did she do?
she built a crazy ass, nonsensical haunted mansion in San Jose,
She built a haunted
California.
mansion?
Pretty much. It was full of seemingly purposeless, swirling corridors, staircases with no destination, doors that you would open and there would just be a wall. Not only this, but she had the funds to pay people to build around the clock. Non-stop. She oversaw them building and building and building. And it's said that the building only stopped after her death.
What?
Some say at the exact moment of her death. Overall, she kept up these shenanigans for 38 consecutive years.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
How big is this house?
Insanely big. It started as, I think, a farmhouse that she bought from someone named John Hamm, weirdly enough.
Really? John Ham.
I'd buy a farmhouse from him
Let me
anyway.
make you a ham and Sammy.
Now, the question that may be springing up in your mind is, why?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's why not? I mean, she should have had her own episode of Cribs. Well, according to the legend that sprang up even in her day, Sarah Winchester was convinced that she was cursed.
That she herself was cursed.
She was a cursed individual, they say. Now, why might the other side have a beef with our Mrs. Winchester? The answer is in the question. Winchester rifles. Was she haunted? Was she haunted by the spirits of all the people killed by the Winchester rifles?
Do you think?
Killed a buttload of people, man.
Wait, ask me again. Tell me again. It was her husband that had the rifle?
So her husband's father, to be exact, was the Winchester rifle dude.
Okay.
And it ended up being wildly successful. They used him a lot in the Civil War.
Okay.
And lots of people died because they were very effective.
For sure.
But when her husband's father died, her husband died shortly after that, leaving her as the heiress.
Okay. So
was she cursed? Was it a cursed fortune? Was she haunted? Bear in mind that Sarah had experienced unimaginable tragedy in her day. The kind of tragedy that as a mother, I can hardly bear to think about.
What?
She got married when she was only 22 years old, and she had one daughter. And that daughter was named Annie, which is my favorite name in the whole world. You know how long Annie lived?
No.
10 days.
What?
She died of a wasting disease, they call it, called marasmus, that causes the baby to not thrive because it can't absorb nutrients. So can you imagine the torture that she went through? After that, she had no more children, and they say that she was never the same after that.
She put everything into that home.
Yeah, who would be? That's a
How
theory.
great would it be to be a child living in that home, though, too?
I know. Well, this was before she bought it. Because it was not until her husband later died of tuberculosis. I think tons of people have died from tuberculosis. I can't say it. The drink makes me not be able to say
tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis descending on us all. So, okay, it sucks that her husband died of tuberculosis.
Of what again? Just call it TB.
Tuberculosering. But after that, things got very interesting. So, according to the super fun legends,
how much of that old fashioned
I'm
have
drinking
you had?
it slowly, but it was real strong.
Yes.
So, our Sarah thought she was under a curse, and a psychic told her that because of the fortune, she would be cursed, and she had to appease the angry spirits of all the people who had been killed by the Winchester rifle.
What?
Many said that the crazy building plans, or lack thereof a plan, was to confuse the ghosts. Because when the corridors led to nowhere, when the doors wouldn't open, somehow apparently that would make it harder for the ghosts to find her in the house.
Makes sense.
She was told by the spirits, apparently. I mean, lots of people visited mediums, and spiritualism was a huge thing during that time. That if she ever stopped construction, she would die.
What?
And some people say, however, that that's all a load of hooey, and that she was just spending an ass load of money because she had it on her hands, and she enjoyed doing constant renovations and additions. But you can't get past the fact that the way she did it was really weird.
Crazy. Well, I mean, she could have had some sort of mental illness. It sounds like she may have.
Very likely. I mean, a lot of people were not diagnosed properly back then.
Exactly.
Who knows what she could have had. But here's some good things about her. She was apparently very kind to children. And apparently after she moved to the area where she lived and built the crazy-ass mansion, tons of local charities started getting huge donations. Huge anonymous donations.
Oh, I love that.
That they know came from her.
Good. I was going to ask that if she was.
Yeah. She was a good person, and she paid her workers very well. I mean, they worked constantly.
They were willing to work constantly. She must have paid them well. Yeah.
All she just wanted to do her own thing. And some people say that her architectural concepts were actually innovative and ingenious. People just didn't recognize it at the time, which is pretty cool to think about. But here's some odd things about what she did, besides what I've already told you. The proprietors of the house say that she was obsessed with the number 13. So there are said to be 13 bathrooms, many windows with exactly 13 panes, chandeliers that have 13 candles, and that's just to name a few of the 13-y things.
The 13 things. How can you have a window with 13 panes?
I don't even know.
Okay, I'm not going to think about it
I want to
too
see a
hard.
picture. And it says that her will was divided into 13 parts, and she signed it 13 times.
What?
What the fuck?
You know what she sounds like?
What does she sound
She
like?
sounds like this podcast spirit animal.
I know. I love her so much.
It's all over the place. Makes no sense.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't care.
Yeah. I'm still going to do it until I die.
I'm going to do it until I die. No one can stop me. This is another thing I love about her. She was obsessed with the motif of spider webs. I
Oh.
love spider webs. I think spider webs get such a bad rep.
You know what? I get that.
Yeah, I totally get it.
hate spiders. I am terrified of spiders, but I could sit and stare at a spider web. Cobweb even is so mystifying
It
and
is.
miraculous to me.
And what does that sound like? Does it kind of sound like her house?
Yeah, it does.
Like she's building a giant web of some sort? And apparently she kept the motif all over her house. You can see spider web motifs, which makes me really, really want to do more with spider webs. So as far as I can tell, she is still a mystery to a lot of people. Did she talk to spirits through mediums and seances and take orders from them? Or was she acting on her own eccentric impulses? Was she fleeing ghosts or merely distracting herself from her own haunting memories? I wrote that. Wasn't that good?
That was very good.
Did she think the Winchester rifle deaths cursed her? Well then, why was she spending the money from the Winchester fortune to appease the ghosties? That's my question. Either way, I think we can all agree she was a weirdo.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the best way.
In the best way. She would have been a really great doo-doo head.
I love her. She experienced a lot of tragedy, reminding us that riches can't guarantee an easy life. But she also left an echo so interesting and so weird that people are still drawn into the web of her mystery house today. See what I did there? In fact, the first tourists began to explore the house in February 1923, only 5 months after she left this mortal coil to join her husband, daughter, and the many souls taken by her namesake. Ooh. That's Sarah Winchester.
I love her.
I love her too.
And I want to see that house
We
so
have to
badly
go.
now. I'm going to look it up as soon as we're done. I have to look up and see pictures of this.
Jess, when we visit you, we will go to San Jose.
Please.
I'm sure you know the way to San Jose.
Take us to San Jose, baby.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Thank you. I thought you would enjoy it. I'm so excited because we really, I almost told you everything. I almost spilled it all. And then you're like, no, wait.
I was like, stop. I can tell I'm getting interested in this. Don't tell me anymore. I love it. I love the idea of a staircase that goes to nothing.
So much.
I genuinely love the idea of taking like a coiling staircase so far and being like, the fuck?
And there's a door at the top and you're like opening it.
And it's just a wall.
one. And then you realize that you're a spirit and you look down and you see a hole in your chest and you realize you're wearing like a union uniform.
Oh, or just like right through my belly,
Right through your belly. And your intestines are, never mind.
guzzling out.
So we'll end with that image, and we'll go to something even more
Disturbing.
That's the word I was going to use.
So my story tonight, I'd like to give you some words here. What do you think about when you hear the brown rain of shame? Runneria, the dirty squirties, the runner's runs, or more often known as the runner's trots?
I think of my worst fear.
Have you heard of this before?
I have heard of this before. I've never experienced it. Thank God. I've never heard the brown rain of shame before.
I made that up.
Did you? I was going to say that is my favorite.
I was the brown rain of shame, runneria, the dirty squirties, and the runner's runs came to me. The runner's trots is what I hear it called.
I think we need t-shirts.
I think so too. And that would, for our actual doo-doo heads,
I know.
will make so much sense.
People are always saying band name this, band name that, but dirty squirties?
The dirty squirties, come on.
Please, give me that band.
So this week, I was going to do a totally different weird story, but this one drew me in like a freaking magnet.
Flies are drawn too. So in this scenario, maybe you were the fly.
I was definitely the fly. Most definitely. So this week, a story went viral of a woman in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and
what?
A mystery to some, a meme waiting to happen to others. She is now known as the Mad Pooper. And I feel like they missed an opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Mad Crapper, right? What were you going to say?
The Mad Shatter.
Of course!
The Mad Hatter, the Mad Shatter, right?
Yeah, the Mad Shatter.
Yes, like shat?
Yeah,
like
myself. Shat. Yeah. My son always accidentally uses the word shat or shart when he means other things.
I love it. Mom, I went to shark class today.
Mommy, I want to stop He said to me, I want to stop accidentally saying shart. I was like, I'll do my best,
We
baby.
all do, Bubby. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this woman, the Mad Pooper, or as I like to call her, the Mad Shatter, she has been caught taking poos in front of the same house.
Same house?
Yes.
Like a dog. My dog does that.
Yes, like sniffing it out and takes a poo in front of the house for weeks now. And so finally, the lady, like one day, this lady's poor children come running in and are like, Mommy, there's a lady outside. Like her drawers are dropped to her ankles.
Holy.
Taking a shit in their front yard.
That is not okay.
No, it isn't. So she runs out there and she was like, Are you really pooping in my front yard?
Oh my gosh.
The lady says, Yeah, sorry. Gets up and runs away. She's not just some crazy lady going and running and pooping. She is a runner.
She's a runner
in
who has
spandex, and she is having to poop, but she's doing it in front of the same house. Although it's happening around town. Other people have noticed it. Mm-hmm. Other people have been turning her in. They don't know who she is, but they notice her coming by every day and taking these poops. The thing is, people see that she has napkins in her pockets and her fanny pack.
This is gonna happen.
She knows it's going to happen. She's prepared to wipe herself. There are porta potties. There's a park with restrooms, public restrooms, and she's choosing not to use them.
What's going on here?
She may have apparently the police officer, like the investigator on it, thinks that while it's funny and ridiculous, like she may have a mental illness that's underlying.
I mean, there's some deviant behavior going on, in my
Yeah.
opinion, there. And I know I've been to Colorado Springs. I know there are lots of hippies there, and it can be charming and endearing, but there's a level of freedom with your bodily functions that I think you should not abuse.
Even the lady who caught her, who took the picture of her running by, was like, maybe it was a one-time deal. Maybe she really had to, and she has like a doggy bag, you know, like a poop bag.
I mean, you have to pick up after your dog. You should at least pick up after your own crap.
Exactly. But she just throws her used napkin after she throws it down with it and does not cover it or pick it up.
No self-respecting hippie would do that.
No way at all.
That theory's out the window.
So I guess they put a sign up. I put a sign, the woman says, I put a sign on the wall that says, please, I'm begging you, please stop.
Sweet woman.
I know. She ran by it like 15 times yesterday and she still pooped.
Oh my gosh. I would be so mad.
Me too.
I'd spray her down with the hose.
So imagine, this is hilarious. It caught my attention. It was on our local news site. We're in Arkansas, guys.
My husband brought it up.
Yes.
He's like, have you heard of the mad pooper? And I was like, don't tell me anymore. I think Melody's going to say something about it on the podcast.
So it has gone completely viral, as it should, on Twitter. Charmin Toilet Paper Company
oh my gosh.
tweeted, if the hashtag mad pooper turns herself in, we'll give her a year's supply of TP to help her with her runs. Hashtag enjoy the go. So
gotta love Twitter.
You have to. It's hilarious. We'd like to take a brief moment
for an absorbing message
from our newest sponsor.
Have you heard of them?
I'm wearing them.
I could tell by the look of vague concentration on your face.
Concentration or constipation. You name it. I'm doing it.
Because we're all faced with thousands of decisions every day.
One of the most important ones is where to crap.
And it shouldn't have to be. Thanks to runner unders, you can discreetly crap yourself.
You don't even have to have a reason.
No longer do you have to get a star for going in the potty.
Actually, the stars are automatically, mysteriously, and magically revealed in a sporty blue strip. A shit strip right up the hip. Impress your neighbors by pooping in your pants, not in their lawns.
Runner unders
understands. Runner unders.
Runner unders.
Runner unders. Duty yourself a favor. Runner unders. Earn a more respectful name for yourself.
Runner unders. Just poo it.
Runner unders. Shit happens. So my thinking was, as soon as I saw this, I never would have known before a couple weeks ago, well, a few weeks ago, when you and I had decided to take on our first 5K.
And we've been running and we're starting, like I said, we have not shat in anyone's yard.
No.
But we are starting to understand the necessity of being careful with what you eat.
Be careful with what you eat. Go pee before you run.
Yeah.
And apparently now go poopy. Because this can happen, and it is a very, very what's the word? Common. That's the word.
Yes.
Thank you. It's a very common thing with runners. So
there's a local runner, I didn't mean to interrupt you,
go.
That was nicknamed Brown Lightning because of this.
Yes. I have a few here myself. I didn't think of that one. That's great. So I decided to look it up because somebody had asked me before when I told them that we were training for a 5K. They asked me if I ever had the feeling that I needed to poo while running. And I never have. I still never have had that feeling. And I found it so interesting and crazy when they had asked me about that obviously this story triggered me to do some research.
I love it.
And so it is a thing. It's called most commonly runner's trots. Yes. So here are some of the things that cause it.
If you're listening, Mad Pooper,
Mm-hmm.
educate yourself and see if maybe you can change.
Yeah. Take some of these tips. I'm going to give you tips on how to not do it.
We're going to help you so you don't get arrested.
Mm-hmm. So it's
Gastrointestinal tract?
gastrointestinal distress is caused by many things, but mostly it's the pounding of the pavement and that mechanical disturbance, the jolting in the intestines. So
I
as
know
you're
that
just,
feeling. You feel like your insides are just being jostled.
you're running, and I mean, and they quite literally, in every sense of the word, are being just that. They are being pounded down with every step. So it's gonna happen, you know. Another factor is how little blood is flowing into your intestines when you exercise. Runners are particularly susceptible to GI conditions because when running, your body diverts blood flow away from your internal organs and towards the big exercising muscles instead.
Like your lungs and your heart and your ass.
Exactly. So it causes your bowels to start moving.
Yeah.
Also, not drinking enough water. Dehydration causes it.
I would have thought the opposite.
Me too. But if you
Interesting.
think about it, you do get one of the symptoms of dehydration is diarrhea, which I always thought was crazy. You'd think too much water would cause that, but
That's what they call a vicious cycle right there.
it really, really is. And if you're going from 0 to 60, couch to marathon, you're more likely to experience these symptoms. And that's why athletes are told to increase their intensity in distance very gradually.
This is why we haven't had the squirts.
Exactly, because we are doing C to 5K. We are taking it very gradually and slowly.
Building up week by week, taking walk breaks.
And we have yet to shit ourselves.
Yes, so we're really proud of that. That's our new tagline.
Exactly. Okay, so I said, so what can you duty to ensure you're never referred to as Lucy Bowels or shit pants Stan, or my personal favorite, femme fatale.
Ooh, that's so good.
I am taking a bow right now. Curtsy.
Femme
Femme
fatale.
fatale.
I see a little poo emoji with
Yes.
like a trench
With
coat
and a beautiful like 20 style hat with the. Oh,
you have to draw that.
I know. Somebody draw us a little poo femme fatale.
Please.
Okay, so this is what you can do. Here are some of the things that you can do to make sure that this does not happen to you. No caffeine, which I said is pure bullshit.
I mean, I need caffeine.
I need caffeine.
I won't even get the chance to run to possibly crap myself if I don't have
That's
caffeine.
what I kept thinking. I was like, man, our run is at 7:30 in the morning. I'm going to have to just get up, get dressed, and go.
I'm going to have to get up at 5 to make sure that gets in my system.
Actually.
Uh-oh. Ooh, what is it going to say?
So it says no caffeine. Replace it with an apple. That'll give you as much energy as caffeine would. So that's good to know.
Meep that. Okay, I'll try
I know.
it. I'll try it.
Although some of these things are, what's the word? Like they cancel each other out. They're
Contradictory?
contradictory. Yeah, thank you. Another one is no high fiber cereal or berries. Try toast, peanut butter, or banana instead.
But not too high fiber on the toast. Maybe a good sourdough.
Yes, that's what it says. Sourdough.
What? Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
I instinctively know how to not poop myself.
No sugar, no dairy, no spicy foods. Try carbs instead. So it says to eat carbs the day of the run.
I love carbs.
Chow down on some spaghetti.
I'm just going to do my normal routine so far, except for the coffee.
Yeah. And then what I thought was interesting was one article said to run, and when you're running, imagine that you have a ceiling above your head, about an inch above your head. You're in a room running, and you are going to move, trying not to hit your head on the ceiling.
That makes
So
sense.
you're not bouncing like crazy. You're not jarring those insides. You're taking those strides that you're told to how to run anyway, like
and you can
kind of
serve, yeah,
shuffling.
you can serve more energy that way. You told me that last time we were running, actually, and I found it very helpful.
It was helpful, yeah. Cut back on gassy foods. This is where it was a little contradictory. Cut back on gassy foods like apples, bananas, citrus fruits, beans, bran, carrots, cabbage, cucumbers, and raisins.
Is this all from the same article?
These were from 2 different articles.
Oh, okay.
So I thought it was crazy when the one was like, no caffeine, try apples. But this is telling you don't have apples. So I don't know.
Know how apples affect you, I guess.
Know how,
Yeah.
well, and that's the next thing. Know your triggers. Keep a journal. So keep a journal
a poop journal.
Yes, keep a poop journal. Keeping a journal of your food is always good. I also think it's a waste of time and bullshit for myself. I just don't have the time to do that.
I do it every now and then.
I know you do. My mom does too, but it's a good thing to do. I did it when I was having bad headaches, and I came to I found the root of it.
It's a useful tool when you need it.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
maybe a little bit of BS every single day obsessively.
Yeah, if you are a Sally shit your pants, maybe go ahead and keep a journal.
Do us all a favor.
And then eat 3 to 4 hours before the run. We have a run at 7:30. We're gonna have to wake up at freaking 2.
We are going to be so tired.
Yeah.
We're just going to go right back to sleep, and it's not going to matter.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Also,
at 7? Why is it at 7?
It's at 7:30. Yeah.
I want to talk to whoever organized this race.
Which is kind of good because I actually have a wedding that day to shoot and the next day.
You're going to feel so good. You're going to be like on this
I ran
runner's
a
high.
freaking 5K.
Yeah.
Also, it says gulp your water, don't sip it.
What?
Yes, drink it like a cup or 2 cups at a time, it says.
I'm a sipper.
I'm a gulper.
Oh, okay.
I am notorious gulper.
That's why you can't drink carbonation.
Yes, exactly. And very, very, very importantly, don't stress. Of course, before a run, you're going to be nervous, and our minds are so connected with our bodies. As we talked about in about episode 1 or 2, I'm a nervous tutor, guys. When I am scared, I will poot and poot and poot. Not poop, just little tooties.
Poot. You're not
Little
alone
tooties.
in that. I've heard many people say the same.
Yes. I wrote, I get the nervous toots, don't get the nervous boots. I don't know why.
I was that booting meant puking.
I think I meant to write like poops. Yeah.
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 It's fine.
It's fine. But great news about this, Amy, is that
what
it
is
says that, well, for one, I read that like 96% of the people that they asked, like, you are in good company if you have this issue. Wow. If you've ever ran and you felt like you were going to shit yourself, the person next to you probably 100% is too.
They probably already have.
Yes.
And they're just hoping that you don't notice.
I'm just wondering what it's going to smell like when we run. But they did a survey of runners, and 96% of runners said that they had experienced that before.
And the other, like, 3% of that were lying. So
they were fibbers, and the 1% other just were dead.
Who just don't even run.
But the good news is that short distance athletes are relatively safe.
That's the key.
It's 10K runners or longer, mainly marathon runners who seem to be running huge distances that usually have this issue.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
She's so excited to say that. She sat up really tall. That's amazing and helpful. And I'm really glad that most likely I'm not going to crap myself anytime soon.
I'm really hoping not.
I'm really, really hoping not. I did have an incident.
Have you ever adult pooped yourself?
Have what?
Like, pooped yourself as an adult?
Oh, adult pooped yourself? I don't believe so. You're making a face that makes me wonder if you...
I was really sick. I had the flu last year, okay?
Oh, well, that doesn't count.
I sharted. It wasn't a full-on poo.
I mean, who hasn't?
I know people.
Probably some people haven't, but
in the next room who have multiple times as adults.
Listen, I have peed myself so many times. If you have babies,
I did it just today.
It's just gonna happen. I did it just now.
I'm doing it right this
Sorry
second.
about your couch.
It's fine.
But the last time I ran a 5K, I made a huge mistake, which was that I made myself a coffee smoothie
With banana
with banana and yogurt peanut butter and all manner of things that would have made me sick anyways if I hadn't been pushing myself really hard.
Yeah.
I was sick for the rest of the day. I mean, I made it through the race,
Which is good.
but I'm going to be a lot more careful next time.
Yes. I mean, you have to be. I was reading people's horror stories on them running a marathon and like mile 16. They're just like, oh, shit.
There is a story of a Olympic or like, elite
Yes.
marathoner. Have you heard about
Yeah.
her?
Yeah. Oh,
She
yeah, I saw.
had to, and then like I think she tried to go behind a tree or something, but there were reporters just taking pictures of her. So awful.
That's so bad. I mean, they put those porta potties every mile for a
Yeah.
reason because it is such a, I mean, even like those forums that I was reading on to get some of this information, there were people that were just like, would have been surprised if they had talked to somebody who said that they hadn't done
Yeah.
it or hadn't felt like they were going to.
Mhm.
I mean, it's awful. It's an awful thing. I would hate to experience it. I don't think I will because I'm never going to run more than a 5K.
5K. But if you've done it, if you're listening to this on a run and you're
doing it right now,
doing it right now,
just let it
know
go.
You're in good company. And Mad Pooper, get a gym membership, please.
Oh my gosh, just, you know what? Wear some Depends.
Yeah, I mean, do what you have to do.
Go house to house even. Don't go to the same one.
We don't want you to give up your running.
No.
But use a little bit
Well,
of common sense.
At this point, I'm like, is it worth it?
Yeah, don't poop in front of children. That's
rude.
That's real rude. I mean, it could really scar them.
It would make me laugh really hard.
They're probably gonna love telling that story, but don't pat yourself on the back because
No.
it still wasn't the best thing to
It
do.
really was not the best choice you could have made.
Make better choices.
Make good choices, guys. So you had an idea of
I
another
forgot
little
about
segment.
that. My segment was going to be called because I was thinking about the nature of weirdness.
Mm-hmm.
And there are many types of weird.
Yeah.
There's good weird.
Days bad weird.
There's bad weird.
Yeah.
And I think we should talk about our weeks.
Yeah.
So people know about us.
Did you have good, bad, weird this week? Get it?
Pardon me. I had a good weird and a bad weird. Actually, I don't. Yeah, no, I had my good weird today. No. I'm going to start with the bad weird.
Do it. End with the good.
And then I'll end with the good, yeah. So today when we were about to turn into the gym, there was a weird situation. The
Mhm.
traffic was all backed up and there were people directing it, and I thought, what are they, like, checking people? We have a bike rally. Is that what you call it, I guess?
Yeah.
Like a big bike festival
Blues
rally.
barbecue,
It's called
like
Bikes, Blues,
motorcycle
and Barbecue.
bikes.
People come from all over the country.
Yeah.
It's really popular. And so I thought maybe something happened where somebody got in trouble. They're checking people. Not that I'm trying to label bikers as
No,
troublemakers.
no.
They're great people. But I just didn't know what was going on.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, right before we pull into the gym, I get a call from our good friend Shayla,
Mhm.
and she says she witnessed a terrible accident.
Yeah.
Right as she was pulling in, I guess, she saw that a biker, had been hit by
Mhm.
a car who was pulling out of our gym.
And it was bad.
It looked really bad, and she didn't know if the woman made it.
Mm-hmm.
And, they had cleaned it up by the time we got there. They were, finishing up whatever they were doing. The woman had already been rushed to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
We had no choice but to just go into the gym and continue our day.
Yeah.
But we have this weird feeling like how strange life is. I mean, we're
Mhm.
just going to do our workout. Somebody's life may have just ended right there.
Yeah.
And somebody else, like Melody pointed out, may have hit this woman
And ended a life that day.
yeah, I mean, life is going on all around you, and
Life is going on around you and ending all around you.
yeah,
It's so weird.
it's weird, and there's really, in my opinion, nothing you can do about it other
No.
than just try to live the best you can. I know people say live like it's your last day, but that's not practical.
No.
I mean, if today were my last day, I probably wouldn't have gone to the gym. I would have spent every second with my kids.
Right.
But you have to, in my opinion, live the best you can. Live so you leave things better than you found them.
For sure.
Like the Cub Scouts say. And, you know, it's just little things. Like, I want to be the kind of person where if I walk into a room, people feel better because I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, wow, I'm not as bad off as that girl.
Exactly. Things could be much worse.
When I go home, I've been trying to, like, you know, light a candle, vacuum the rug, like make everyone a pretty fruit salad. Just
I
like
want a fruit salad.
it was really good.
Where's
it had
my fruit
mangoes in
salad?
it.
Oh, you know.
I shouldn't have
with
said
me
the
and
M
mangoes.
word. No, I can't allow you around mangoes. You
No.
eat them way too fast.
And then I get myself sick.
You do. It was really sad
And
last
I'm
time.
constantly going,
Yeah, I don't know that I'd call them. I mean, they could be your orgasmic noises. If so,
we know why I'm still single.
all I know is that I saw you very focused on that bowl of mango, and then I saw you hunched over, looking very upset with yourself. Just a mere 30 seconds later.
It was already cut up.
So, I mean, for those of us who pray, and I do pray, I did say a prayer for the biker. I have no idea how to find out what happened with her.
We'll be able to look on the news.
We'll find out, and we'll do what we can to watch out for the bikers all around us.
Definitely do.
And my good weird, to bring us back up, is somebody called me Happy Ha today.
Happy ha.
Happy Ha. And it made me think of somebody who like invades your personal space and like does jazz hands at really inappropriate times. Like, here's Happy Ha. And I gave myself that name and nobody likes it. But somebody else gave me that name.
Yeah.
And I was glad that she saw me as happy.
I love it.
And that's my good weird.
Did I say that I had a good weird and a bad weird? My good weird this week was that you told me the most random thing. You said, we were talking about MTV, Beavis and Butthead yesterday, and you were like, I never watched Beavis and Butthead because MTV was banned in my town. What?
Banned
in your town?
I grew up in the most meeped up little town, Siloam Springs, Arkansas. I don't care who knows it. Listen, if you love that town,
how the meep can an entire town be banned from one TV show?
I do not know, but we did not get MTV in Siloam Springs. There was some kind of a vote, and it was considered too evil. That town is full of Baptists and lots of people that would be very horrified to listen to this podcast.
Yes.
Of which I am proud.
It made me laugh because I was like, maybe it was just your parents' way of not letting you watch it.
Yeah.
But you were like, well, my friends and all my family did not have MTV
we would go to
also.
their house and we would have to watch VH1 together. Like 40-year-olds.
That's
sorry.
like the great value. I'm sorry.
So I feel like I missed out on some chunks of things.
Yeah.
And if there's anything that you can think of that I missed out on, maybe we need to just go back and watch it now.
I wanna fall in love with you. Do you remember that? Did you ever see that video? Because that
it was
played
real naughty.
nonstop
Actually,
on
I
MTV.
really love that song.
It's so good.
It's such a sexy
I remember
song.
that playing all the freaking time on MTV.
I want to listen to that song right now.
Me too.
Let's do it.
So my bad something weird. Did I have one?
Yeah.
What was
It really made me sad.
What was it? Oh God. My bad something weird. I'm not going to go into details, but there's another podcast that I like to listen to. Amy doesn't listen to it because it's a little intense.
And I mean, I listen to a lot of dark stuff, so that'll just tell you how dark this podcast is.
This podcast goes into some pretty crappy details of true crime, and it's called Sword and Scale, and I really enjoy it. But it finally got to the point. This latest episode was like 83 or something. That I had to just turn it off. It was about the dark net, like the dark side of the internet. And
the most evil of evil.
Yeah. And the things, one story in particular just was too too gruesome, too much, and it had children involved, and I literally couldn't stomach it. And I have listened, and I have watched true crime programs forever. I've listened to true crime, and I was so disturbed. I had to turn it off, and I messaged you immediately. And then I, skipped forward quite a bit to get past all of that and finish listening, but it was so bad.
And she just gave me a brief overview of what she listened to, and I will never forget it till my dying day.
No, it was awful. I wish that I would have ended with my good something weird. Sorry to give that buzzkill, but just think of the mad shatter.
Yes. And
give
think
yourself
of
a
how awesome kids are
Ugh.
and how they deserve all the love and all the respect, and they're sacred. And
Your kid wore his first Cub Scout uniform today.
Yeah.
My kid was running around in a freaking black tutu. It was so cute. He's the biggest sportsy kid.
I love it.
Then today he was wearing a black tutu and doing pirouettes. It was
I
so cute.
love the pictures.
It was so adorable.
And right now they're playing together, selling lemonade, which I'm sure that they've stopped by now because it's dark outside.
Yeah. And in that, we should probably go get them.
I feel like we should tell them we love them.
And that we like them.
And that we care about them and you.
And that they should tell their friends that we like cotton candy.
And they should definitely say bye.
Wave when we wave.
Bye.
Bye.
No, I wanna fall in love with you.